Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Juliet, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons. So you took a TOEFL IBT full-length practice test from my partner website, right? And you're trying to figure out where you are right now, and then you also can figure out what you need to do, right? So you got a score of 78. You have reading 15 points, listening 23 points, speaking is 23, writing is 17. That is pretty low. Your goal here, if I'm looking at it correctly, okay, you need to get 93 points. And you say there's no specific subtotal for each section. You simply need to get 93 total, right? So you got maybe, I don't know, 15 to 20 points of improvement roughly. Okay, so my recommendation for you is, I think I said it already, right? So I think for you it's a good idea to subscribe to my course. And because you don't know exactly how long you're going to need. Probably, I'm guessing, maybe 2 to 4 months approximately. So maybe if you subscribe to my course, I can also give you a 3-month TOEFL study guide if you want to do that. That'll give you some structure and you know what you need to be doing every day. And probably, maybe after 2 months, if you want to take one more practice test to measure your progress, and then if your practice test score is close to 93, then that means that it's time for you to register to take the TOEFL IBT exam. However, if your score is lower than 93, let's say it's 85 or 86, you probably will need more time. You'll probably have to use my course for a little bit longer before you reach your goal, right? Does that make sense? That's what I'm recommending for you. If you're worried about the speaking and writing, then simply spend more time in the vocabulary section of my course, the pronunciation section of my course, the grammar part of my course, and then the speaking and writing part of my course. And that will definitely help you in those areas. The way it works, if you do a speaking practice test, I try to grade it in about 1 or 2 days, right? If you do a writing practice test, the same thing. I'll give you a grade in about 1 to 2 days. Now with speaking, typically I will give you about 4 to 6 minutes of feedback, audio feedback, so you can understand why you got the score that you did. If you do writing, you'll get a score with some basic information, but I do not error correct your essays, right? It's simply too time consuming, and not many people want to pay for that extra service because it is expensive. It takes time to error correct an essay. If you want me to do that, I have somebody a couple days ago who wants me to error correct an independent and integrated writing practice test, and that's $50 a piece, so that's $100 in addition to what you've already paid. So I'm being honest with you, it's expensive. So you don't have to use that service if you don't want. All right? So those are my recommendations. So based on what you're telling me, for integrated speaking, you got to score a 2 out of a maximum of 5. So you need to make some improvements with your organization. And you need to provide more information from the reading and the lecture. And you also had some language use issues. Your independent speaking tasks, you did better. You got to score a 3 on those. You need to do better with organization and also your language use, right? And that's why my course has vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation, because you can improve your language use in all of those areas. Okay, I think that you said the last comment you made was you need to do a little bit better in the speaking with examples and details, language use, and also delivery, which means pronunciation. And in my course, Juliet, I have about 50 different pronunciation lessons that you can practice, you can complete. You can even send me your audio recordings by email. And here's my basic rule about speaking, because I know a lot of courses do not offer speaking feedback like I do. My basic rule is this, because if I don't have any rules, students will abuse this service and I will be too busy and I won't be able to get anything done. But just don't send more than 60 seconds of speaking or pronunciation practice every 24 hours. So if you send me the 60 seconds, it takes me 6 or 7 minutes to comment on it, and I will give you some very good feedback, but just remember that rule. The other rule is don't send more than one writing practice test every 24 hours, and that gives me a chance, or my teaching assistant, to score that. All right, so those are my comments for you. So again, I will stand by my recommendations before. I recommend that you subscribe to my course, use the course for at least 2 months, take a practice test. If your score is similar to 93 or close to it, then register to take the test. That's probably my best advice I can give you. Now also, I will send you a link to my 3-month TOEFL study guide, right? And you can go through those lessons, and that can give you some structure to what you're doing on an everyday basis. Now, you don't have to use a study guide if you don't want. Once you become one of my students, you can study anything you want, whenever you want. But some students, when they look at my course, they go, Michael, there's 700 lessons here. What do I do? So some people don't know what to do, so I can give you a study guide where you just click on the different lessons every day, and you can focus on it like that if you want to do that.